King.
I have that shirt.
Yeah, I love the shirt, man.
It's the best shirt.
Best shirt ever.
Yeah.
James, welcome to the house. How are you, man?
Good, man. Good to be here.
Good to see you.
Yeah, I wore that shirt because I just worked with David Simon,
Yeah, that's
obviously.
right.
And
I'm wearing a Wire t-shirt, by the way.
I wore the Wired t-shirt when we did the first table reading for The Deuce, which is the new show.
Yeah.
So, it was 2 years ago now when we shot the pilot. I can't believe that. But yeah, I was wearing that shirt, and a bunch of the guys from that shirt, like Benga and Lawrence, Gilliard, they're all on there. So they were like, oh.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
We once did an episode of our talk show where we dedicated the entire hour to the Wire, and we had Lieutenant Daniels on and Stringer Bell on, Omar on, because it's still the best show.
Wait, you did a special?
We had a late night talk show for years, and one night we just decided to put everybody who was connected to the Wire on.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's the best show I've ever seen in my life.
It just is the fucking man.
He's the man.
Yeah.
I once watched the Emmys in this house with Omar, but that's another story. With Michael Kenneth
I know
Williams.
him too, yeah.
He's a good dude, man.
He's a great dude.
The Room. So Disaster Artist is an amazing take on The Room, and you're going to get a lot of press for how much better it is than the movie it's about. But I actually just think it's a nice next step from it. When did you first see The Room? Considered the worst movie ever made.
I hope we're a little. I mean, it's an interesting thing actually talking about The Deuce and The Disaster Artist. I remember a conversation because I directed 2 episodes of The Deuce.
On top of playing 2 characters.
Yeah,
which is
crazy.
insane.
Yeah, it was insane. But I remember setting up a shot with my DP Vanya, and I don't know, there was something about it. He was like, "Oh, I don't think." I forget where he's. I think he's from Czech Republic or something. He's like, "I don't think this isn't as good as a shot as we can do." And he was like, "The idea here is we're making a high quality show about sort of a lowbrow, I guess you want to call it art form or lowbrow form of entertainment, pornography.
And low budget production.
Yeah, exactly. So people that are, just pumping these things out and, just the sets are, we're recreating the porn sets and they're just horrible and, just like the lowest level of entertainment or titillation or whatever. But we're making it for HBO. And that is sort of the concept here on The Disaster Artist, where at the core you have what's called the best, worst movie ever made.
Right.
But we're trying to tell a story about more universal themes, frankly, like about dreamers being on the outside, following your dream, and what it is to be like an artist and try and get your vision across to the world.
But that's it, because I know that everybody rips on The Room, and for lots of reasons, but I saw it many years ago, and I watched the audience react to it, and it had that Rocky Horror Picture Show feel, which is cool. But I remember watching it,
but like a really bad Rocky Horror.
Oh my God, yeah. Like Rocky Horror Picture is a work of art. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I watched The Room, and I remember thinking, I'm going to laugh at this film, but fuck, this guy's made one more movie than I have. Tommy's dream and that relentlessness is pretty interesting.
I think there's even more to it than that, because nowadays, technology allows us to, make movies. You can make a movie on a phone. You can make a great movie on a phone, like Tangerine, you know? So a lot of people have made movies. A lot of people have made bad movies, like really bad movies. The Room is a bad movie in a very particular way. There's, I think, a reason that we're watching it. This is the 14th anniversary.
Crazy. That's great.
You know what I mean? So there's a reason for that. And I think it's because, I truly believe, because Tommy put his heart and soul into that movie. And, on top of it, he made like the exact wrong decision like every time. But that wouldn't be enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just a bad movie of silliness. How many of those have been made over the 100 years of cinema? Like a lot.
Look, it's easy to miss the play. It's easy to miss the playoffs. It's hard to finish last.
Yes,
right? It's really hard to finish last.
But here's the thing: there are a lot of people that finish last, and we never watch their movies again. Nobody watches them. There's a special kind of soul underneath all the bad decisions in The Room, and that's how we sort of were guided in our movie. And we really took our cue from the book that was written by the other actor in the movie, Greg Sestero. It's called The Disaster Artist. He could have just written a book about all the crazy things that Tommy did when he was writing and directing and acting in this movie. But instead he got a co-writer, Tom Bissell, and they showed that this is a universal story. And so when I read it, I was like, I'm in. Like because we were talking, like I hadn't seen The Room.
Yeah.
I had seen the billboards. Tommy, paid for everything. He paid for the movie $6 million. Wow. He paid for the distribution. He paid for advertising.
$5,000 a month just for the billboard.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just for
and
one
it was
billboard.
up for 5 years.
I know. I saw. That's why I heard
you
about
said
it.
you live near there.
Yeah.
On Highland.
Yeah, and I saw it. And I was like, wow, what is this? And my friend told me this is unbelievable.
I had no idea what it was. I drive by that thing and it was him with his lazy eyelid, like glaring at you, and it said The Room, and then there was a phone number. And it looked like it was like an advertisement for a cult or something. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
of course,
what is this? No movie poster ever has a phone number. Like, you know what I mean? And that would go, I learned later, like that would go directly to his apartment.
Yeah.
And he would answer and be like, hello. Go see my movie, The Room, at midnight, at Sunset 5.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But I don't even know what I was saying, but like he put so much heart into that thing. And so that's why, it's lasted this long.
And hasn't. I think people are going to love watching your version of it, your take on it anyway. Honoring the artist. A lot of what you do is about honoring other artists.
Yeah.
In a lot of your
that's true.
choices. Where did that start in you?
I love, some of my favorite stories are about how artists came to be and how, where, just tracking their creativity. I mean, I don't know, that gets me going. Somebody told me the word, like, there's a Bildungsroman, which is like a coming of age story. And then somebody was like, I'm going to get the name wrong, but it's like Kunstroman or something like that. But it's sort of like, or like in there's Ars Poetica, which is sort of like a poem about like about the art itself. Like that really fascinates me. So I think the first movie I saw when I came to LA was Basquiat, and I was just like, oh, this, and Ed Harris's movie Pollock, like that
God,
was,
amazing.
or Before Night Falls, and so like those movies are, I don't know. I guess I'm just so fascinated with the artistic process, and with Tommy, it was the same thing. It would have been so easy to, just kind of make fun of it or make it a satire or anything, but to like treat him like an artist, like that title was so great, The Disaster Artist, because he had a vision. Maybe, he'll say differently now, I'm sure. But when he made it, he was trying to make a dramatic masterpiece. Like he wrote the copy on the original poster, which was Tennessee Williams level drama. There it says it all there. But he says he's from New Orleans. Right? He's obviously not, but is that from the Raging Cajun, Tommy Wiseau, a dramatic masterpiece.
Well, maybe you can be whoever you think you want to be
in the movies.
When
he also thinks he's James Dean. One of the famous lines from it is,
"You're tearing me apart,
You're tearing
Lisa."
me apart, Lisa," which is from Rebel Without a Cause.
When you're talking about artists and you're talking about Basquiat and Pollock, it's about watching an artist. So they know, I'm not going to say it, but the Schrodinger's cat idea that if you watch a cat, the cat becomes aware of it and it changes. When you're professionally you for a living, you're making all these different artistic choices over time. People are watching you as James Franco. Does a watch cat change its behavior?
Yeah, I mean, a watched public figure, changes his behavior. It's so insidious. I mean, I believe everybody nowadays is getting a taste of it, if we want to go down this road. Like with social media, you have your Facebook page, you're curating, a public, persona, that you're putting out to the world and these kinds of things. So everyone's sort of getting a taste of it. And then, if you do something, public figure or not, that is embarrassing enough, and it gets caught on camera, that'll go viral, and you'll get exposed, and you'll sort of feel like what it's like to have your life in public.
Right.
So everybody's having a taste of that now, and everyone can sort of feel the weird pull, an attraction to that, an addiction to that, but also the pitfalls, in that. I sort of believe, not to get to whatever.
Go there.
Art, whatever, in wavy, whatever you want to call it. But the only way that I can be happy is to be sort of relieved of the ego. It's a hard thing to do, but it's a million times harder if you're in the public sphere, because it's like you've got this 100-foot mirror, shining back at you, and so. It undoubtedly changes your behavior, whether, if you're being watched. So whether you are sort of going along with it and capitalizing on, that attention, like attention is a big, is a major currency in our day and age. So
and if
whether
you court it, what's the residual effect of that, right?
What's that?
If you court it, that attention.
Yeah. So whether you court it or reject it, you are still in some form of some kind of relationship with this attention that's being watched, and so just by that fact that you are in a dialogue with this attention, it's going to affect your behavior.
As you get older and further removed from the explosion of who James Franco is, and you're so busy all the time. But I think busy people are just busy. And when you get older, although maybe you feel that way now.
I sort of feel like I've recently turned a corner, and I'm hopefully having that. I'm doing less. I'm more focused. I'm doing fewer things and putting more focus on those things. The Deuce and the Disaster Artists are great examples of that.
When you do a lot of times it's because you just want to be busy, and a lot of times it's because you just want to be busy so you don't have to deal with other things in your life.
There you go, dude. That's it. I think that's every kind of addiction.
Yeah.
It's escaping yourself, escaping living in the present, and escaping whatever fears you might have. That's what addiction does. And now, I'm sure some addictions are more damaging, faster, but I think it all kind of stems from the same place. It's like escape. And so that's what I used work for.
Fill a hole.
Yeah.
How are you now?
I feel good, man. I feel good. I feel great. It's like I'm so blessed with this movie. Like I love, don't get me wrong, like I worked too much.
Yeah.
But I still love filmmaking. I love acting. I love directing. I love, all of it. And here's a movie that I'm so proud of. It's with my brother, my sister-in-law. It's produced by, one of my best friends, Seth Rogen. It was like a dream come true. So, like, if I can hold on to this, if I can continue to do stuff like this, then I think I'll be happy when I'm an old man.
Before you go, let's talk about music.
Okay.
Because we'll play songs on this show. I mean, you got to play with Andy from the Smiths, which is pretty great. Right. And you have Daddy, the project. Where's your head at now musically? What are you loving?
Oh, tough question. What am I loving right now? Oh, you got me on the spot.
What are you bumping? How about that? What are you listening to? Even if you don't love it. It's
kind of silly. Maybe it's not silly. My workout mix is like, do you know this song "Lovesick" by Mura Masa?
Yeah, that's who you work out to?
Rocky, yeah.
That's amazing.
I love that song. This is all my workout stuff. Classic Roadrunner by Jonathan Richman.
Modern Lovers is the best.
And then what's his name? Jamie XX.
Yeah, he was in the house.
Yeah.
Well, listen,
that's all my workout stuff.
That's amazing. That's a pretty good workout set.
Yeah.
What about you making more music for you?
Like I said, I've been kind of taking a break.
Yeah.
Like I was doing so much stuff, like so much. So I pulled back on writing. I pulled back on music. I pulled back on art. I pulled on, and I'm just putting the time into. I mean, I got enough on my plate. Like, we're gonna do season 2 of The Deuce soon.
That's amazing.
I'm gearing up with them. I'm gonna direct. I'm gonna play 2 parts in that, and so I'm just trying to put my focus in fewer places. Yeah.
Thanks for coming in, man. What a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks, brother. All right.